My chest hurt, where his warmth used to be, like something essential had been torn away too fast. I wanted to go back, wanted to pretend I hadn't felt how dangerous it was to be that close. My body still leaned toward him, even as fear told me to stop, because whatever was pulling us together didn't care about walls or rules or what it would destroy once it finally surfaced. Soon, hiding won't be an option for either of us. The silence pressed in around me, heavy and watchful, as if the walls themselves were listening. This is Bound to Blood and Moonlight, a good werewolf romance. As always, I read for you, and you enjoy the plot. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Chapter 16. The Walls Know His Name. The isolation chamber felt suffocating. Its silence was unbearably loud. Damien had spent the past hour pacing, fighting the urge to go to her. He pressed his palm against the stone wall. It gave slightly under his fingers. Stone dust trickled down onto his boots, a stark reminder of the raw power surging through him. Unbidden, uncontrollable. His mind snapped away from the detached irritation of pack politics into something hotter, a burning, visceral fear of his own instability. The wolf inside him stirred, silent, insistent. Mine. Not spoken aloud, but whispered in the deepest recesses of his mind. The bond was strong now. Too strong. It pulled at him with physical insistence he could no longer ignore. Even her faint heartbeat seemed to echo alongside his, sinking subtly with the low growl vibrating beneath his chest. He gripped the bed frame, forcing himself to stay still. The heavy wood bit into his palms. Every heartbeat, every breath. A battle against the instinct, demanding proximity. When her name whispered inside his skull, the bond snapped. Pain erupted, a stabbing, metallic sensation across his chest. He dropped to one knee. Claws half-surfaced as he scraped the stone floor, biting down hard enough to taste blood. Frustration. Failure. The wolf's voice was absolute. Find her. The room vibrated. The prophecy's tremor twisted the air, pulled at him, broke through the walls of control he had spent years maintaining. For the first time in years, Damien couldn't contain the wolf. Panic and helplessness wove together, a raw, inescapable force threatening to tear him apart. Leora moved swiftly through the shadowed halls. The Alpha's collapse gave her cover. She headed straight for the archive. Unlocked the door. Powered on the ancient tablet. Her hands trembled, but her movements were precise. The screen blinked warning after warning. Files deleted, others encrypted. Sabotage. Her father's name appeared among the restricted folders. Only one file remained intact. Almost as if it wanted her attention. She opened it. Scrolled through flickering, corrupted data. Cold dread replaced determination as she recognized the symbols, stamped with the Luna Oracle's mark. Illegal magic, intertwined with her father's name. The tablet pulsed faintly. Her scar tingled in response, a subtle echo of the prophecy stirring awake. Beside the tablet lay her childhood notebook. She picked it up, compared her old drawings to the symbols on the screen. Recognition struck, sharp and brutal. She had been reproducing them, unconsciously, for years. The tablet glitched violently as she zoomed in on a single symbol. Her scar burned beneath her skin. "This was in my mind before I ever saw it," she whispered. The archive plunged into darkness. The tablet shut down. The truth physically closed off. The main security monitor gave a low pop and died. Ryder tapped it. All 12 screens flickered, then collapsed into static. The compound's perimeter dissolved into white noise. Frustration cooled into suspicion. The Elder's silence pressed down on him, demanding answers he couldn't give. Internally, he knew Leora was innocent. The time-stamped logs confirmed it. Every camera failed the exact moment the last prophecy tremor shook the territory. An Elder's whisper cut through the static. She timed it. Ryder ignored the screens, focused instead on the heavy folder in his hand. He passed it to Elder Thane. Thane slammed it onto the console. Every pointed question reinforced the lie being built against her. Ryder felt his loyalty split, truth on one side, orders on the other. Shadow her, starting now. Thane's command was sharp. Ryder nodded stiffly, every muscle resisting. The duty felt like betrayal. He knew the Elders meant to use him as leverage against her. The archive door opened. Leora stepped into the room. Every Elder's gaze locked onto her, cold, accusing. Thane spoke immediately. He claimed she had wiped the cameras. Fear surged in her chest. Defensiveness followed close behind. The screens looped carefully selected footage of her recent movements, framed, controlled. Ryder refused to meet her eyes. The isolation deepened. Then Damien appeared in the doorway. The elder's stares shifted, accusation softening into wary deference. Relief rippled through Leora even as tension stayed coiled tight. He couldn't openly defend her. He avoided her gaze, suppressing the bond between them. Thane renewed his accusations. Damien said nothing, but his jaw tightened, a subtle, visible fracture of control. The faint scent of pine and leather from his jacket grounded her. Damien sat rigidly on the examination bed, eyes fixed on the wall. Leora moved closer, cautiously. She lifted gauze to clean the cut on his forearm. He flinched, but didn't pull away. The brief touch sent pulses of tension between them. Wolf-driven, unspoken. Their breathing synced, unconsciously. A silent, charged exchange. Damien's fingers twitched near her waist, frozen by restraint. His warmth brushed her cheek. Then, the connection snapped. He stood abruptly. The chair screeched across the floor. Longing collapsed into sharp, controlled withdrawal. She saw his hands trembling, the restrained quiver running through his arms. She heard the raw whisper, "You shouldn't touch me." The metal tang of adrenaline filled her mouth. Damien turned away sharply, left behind the warmth, the safety of her proximity. The thin membrane of his control tore apart. He gripped the metal doorframe, steel dented beneath his fingers, knuckles white. Desire and frustration coiled together, barely restrained. The evidence of his instability sat exposed in the sterile corridor, visible to any passing elder. He couldn't stay. If he did, the wolf would claim her violently. He whispered her name. A single drop of sweat fell. The lights flickered around him.